This free step-by-step video comes to you directly from Haynes. You can complete more than 200 jobs on this vehicle when you purchase the complete online manual at Haynes.com.
Pull the hood release lever located on the driver's side kick panel. Lift the hood safety latch, then raise the hood upwards and support it with the prop rod. Loosen the cable nut, then disconnect the negative battery cable. Position the cable aside to prevent accidental reconnection. Apply the handbrake. Chock the rear wheels to prevent the vehicle from rolling. Loosen the front wheel lug nuts, then raise the front of the car and support it on jack stands. Remove the front wheels. Remove the power steering hose and fuel line bracket retaining bolts, then remove the bracket. Remove the retaining bolt that attaches the wiring harness bracket to the alternator. Loosen the alternator adjusting and pivot bolts, then detach the belt from the alternator. Remove the alternator adjusting bolt. Remove the remaining alternator adjusting bracket bolt that fastens the bracket to the engine, then remove the bracket. Remove the alternator pivot bolt. Rotate the alternator to access the electrical connections. Disconnect the electrical connector and battery positive cable from the alternator. Also, remove the wiring harness bracket. It is a good idea to support the alternator with a length of wire so that it won't interfere with the remaining steps. Remove the lower alternator mounting bracket. To allow for sufficient clearance when removing the alternator, the left side engine mount may need to be removed, with the engine properly supported. Place a block of wood on a floor jack, then support the engine by raising it into position under the engine oil pan. Remove the left side engine mount bracket nuts. Then remove the bracket. Remove the left side engine mount fasteners. Carefully lower the engine just enough so that the engine mount will clear the vehicle frame. Then remove the mount. Carefully guide the alternator out of the fender well. Maneuver the alternator back into its mounting location from the fender well, supporting it with wire if needed. Install the lower alternator mounting bracket and tighten the mounting bolts securely. Install the left side engine mount onto its mounting stud. Jack up the engine slightly to its original position, then install the mount fasteners and tighten them securely. Install the wiring harness bracket to the alternator, then clip the harness to the bracket. Connect the electrical connector, then connect the battery positive cable to the alternator. Tighten the nut on the cable, then secure it with the protective cover. Install the alternator pivot bolt and nut. Install the alternator adjusting bracket. Loosely install the adjuster lock bolt. Attach the alternator belt onto the pulley. Pivot the alternator using a pry bar if necessary. Apply tension to the belt. Once the correct tension has been reached, tighten the adjusting bolt, followed by the pivot bolt. Check the tension of the alternator belt and readjust the tension if necessary. Attach the brackets and clips to the area above the alternator that were previously detached.